as the topic or as the discussion topic signifies, we'll be discussing about the blueprints to content and caption writing for social media. Now, let's kickstart this whole thing. Let's start from this point, right? Now, we all know that we are all creating content. We are all content creators on social media, doing one thing or the other for every single time. However, we are all taking content writing, or we are all taking writing with hand of levity. That is, we are not really giving it the focus, we are not giving it the vibe that it is meant to have. Do we get that now? Like, it is small, but it is mighty, because caption is is mostly overlooked by every single content creator. Now, when I am talking about content creator, it can be ranging from either you are creating video content or creating picture content, either for Twitter, for Instagram, for WhatsApp, for Facebook, for what have we or whatnot, right? So far, you are posting something there, you are creating a content, right? So we are mostly overlooking, like we overlook content writing or writing lovely captions. But the most important thing is that it can work wonders for your social content. And here is the reason. The reason is that captions shouldn't be ticked, it shouldn't be tagged off or on as an afterthought. A good social media caption has the power to attract, it has the power to engage, and it has the power to convert fans. Like caption is basically like the sole part of your content, because if you are just always putting out video content, putting out picture content, it is your caption that will attract people in, it will engage them, and eventually convert them into sales for your particular content type. So, like, every single brand needs to incorporate writing lovely captions and adorable captions in order to attract, in order to engage, and in order to convert those people into sales of their own business. So in today's discussion, basically, we're gonna be talking. We'll look at how to write captivating captions for social media, and and I'll give you samples of the kind of brand or the kind of captions or the feel in which you would know if your caption is top notch, right? Now, but before that, I would like to discuss the benefits of great social media captions. Like, what are the benefits, right? If you have to look at social media up until since 2020, after this coronavirus of a thing, every single business has, like, developed this online presence. Either you like it or not, you like that time was like the vibrant time for everybody to notice, okay, social media was existing. Let us try to push our business up on social media, which is now, with the estimate of over 4.41 billion people are going to start using social media for their businesses as at 2025. What a vast amount of people. So this basically shows that what that there is a very high opportunity for online sales or conversion, and at the same time, it shows that there is a lot of competition for rival brands. That is, where everybody is trying to compete for the first place or the first viewer, for the first show viewership or the followership of every single person. So yes, you have the opportunity to wrap up sales, but at the same time, it's at your own detriment. Why? Because there's a lot of people that are competing for what you want to have. I hope you understand this now. So this basically shows that what we need caption writing, and it is a very cogent way in for us to grab our potential audience in. So to get into the discussion, I'll basically try to discuss the basic things of caption writing. The first one is spelling and grammar. Yes, we know that on social media people don't really give attention to, am I using the right tenses, am I using the right combination, am I using this, am I using that. But regardless of that, it is most always important that you use correct grammar. Like, spellings, like, you are spelling correctly, you're not making typographical, you are not always calling it typographical error. Meanwhile, you are the one not being careful enough about what you are writing. Do you understand this now? Personally, myself, I do this mistake sometimes because I'm very challenged when it comes to all those stuffs. But I believe that this is what I need to talk about, and we need to give appraisals to these things, because the first thing is spelling and grammar. Even though you're not so much of a perfectionist when it comes to grammar and usage of tenses, your spellings must be accurate. The next thing about captions is you need to know the character limit, or like what is the maximum of the thing you can write on every specific kind of platform that you want to post or you want to write upon. For example, on Instagram, the amount or the largest type of caption you can write is 2,200. That is the words you can put in on your in your Instagram caption is 2,200. While for Facebook is around, I think, 63,206 or 6,200 or thereabouts. That is for Facebook. For Twitter, it is 280. For TikTok is 140 as at the time, or like as at my own research, right? So that is just at the part of, so like that is the second thing you need to notice after you must have noticed, after you must have taken into consideration spelling and grammar. The next thing is remember your character limits, like know what you want to write for. Do you understand this now? The third one is write like a human, like make it look as if you are writing to that person. Do you get this now? Like, don't be writing, yeah, you know, we can write in third person and first person and all of those stuff, right? But I believe that writing most of the time is good in first person. Like, you use the first work best. Like, try to conversate in the first person singular or first person plural. Like, you know, for an example, we would love you to join us. Like, we would love you to join us. Unlike saying that maybe your company name is, let me say, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola agency invites you to to join a webinar. Like, presently now, you need to talk like a human. Talk in the third person. Like, be conversative, be telling a story, be intriguing, be engaging. Talk to the person's conscience, and don't be using, most of the time, um try not to use the first person, try to use the third person, like we. Use words like we or us and all of those stuff, right? And that's another thing. The fourth one, part of discussing the basics of caption writing, is keep your social media captions simple. Like, don't start using complex things and start bringing in stories that are not necessary, or start giving discussions that are not really intriguing or that are not really necessary for the kind of discussion you are having. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it precise, and keep it sweet. Do you understand this now? So now let us now get into the sweet part of this whole thing. That is, what are the good social media captions? Like, how does it look like? What is the whole vibe, or what is the whole feeling of a good social media caption? The first one is create social media captions with intent. I'm already into the topic already. Create social media captions with intent. Please, you need to write this down if you are really with me here. Create social media captions with intent. That is, the first thing you need to tick off your caption score sheet is your intent. Like, you need to answer this question: what is your intention with the caption, and what results do you want to achieve? Like, you need to know before you start writing a caption. Okay, what is my intention? Like, this, all of this post, what is the reason? Why am I posting this post? Why am I uploading this particular post? And what do I want to have at the end of this post? That will show your intention for the particular post, and to know, like, and make you drive out your discussion. For example, are you trying to sell a product or service? You will need to include a link and like, you need to include a link and a product description if this is your outcome. Like, since your outcome is you want to sell a product or a service, give as much information as possible, include sizes, colors, materials, and even delivery time. So that's are the part of the thing. So once you are able to know the intent on what you want to do and what you want to achieve at the end of the day, it will give you like the breakdown of what you want to talk about in the whole thing. Another thing, like another kind of intent is, would you like your followers or your people or the people that are watching the content to take a specific action after reading your post? Like, what do you want them to do? That is part of the things attached to intent. Like, you should explain the next step if this is your desired outcome. For example, click the link, enter your discount code, place an order for this day, and all of those stuffs. Another one is, like, part of the intent now is, do you want more brand awareness? Do you get now? Like, if that is your intent, or if that is your intention, or if that is what you want to achieve, your caption should include something representative of your brand, like a tagline or hashtag. It should also encourage sharing. Like, you should encourage people sharing if you want to increase or improve your brand awareness through your caption. That is part of what the first thing, which is what write with intent. Do you understand this now? So that one can basically be in form of contest or a challenge or anything. So another way, like another thing that is also attached to this write with intent is, are you looking for comments or likes? If comments or likes is what you are looking for, like, then you will need to spark discussions, like make the discussion intriguing. You could do this by asking a question, make a funny thoughtful statement, or running a tag friend challenge. Okay, you want to, okay, tag friend, do this, do that. By that you will have more likes. Your page is going to have more brand awareness and also more comments. So if you don't have an intent from the beginning, it will be very, very difficult for you to wrap yourself around what you want to write about. Another thing is, are you looking to attract a specific target audience? Like, if that's another intention too, behind your caption writing. You got this now. Another way is, like, why would my audience care, or would they care about this thing? Like, what is the main punchline of your whole content? What is your intention? What do you want to arrive at? Help you all understand this now. So that is what I am trying to say in this part way. Like, so, like everything, the first tip or the first thing I would advise you to do is have an intention for every single post. If you go on to my page, to my Instagram page, every single post has its own purpose. Every single caption beneath every single post has its own purpose. And that is backlining the law of having an intention for every social media caption. The next tip I will have for you today is tell a story. 74% of brands have no meaning in consumers' lives. Like 74%. Audiences are looking for authentic content that speaks to them and connects them to a brand. Storytelling does exactly this. Like, you need to start telling a story in your caption. Don't just always be like one single format. No. Let your caption tell a story. Do you grab this now? So here are some tips for storytelling. You can share excerpt from a diary or a book or a movie, like just make, like, share a particular story. Another thing is, you can integrate a brand character into your marketing strategy to boost shares and engagement. This could be a brand mascot or team member. Like, tell a story along your way. Like, look into the post you want to post and make sure that that post is reviving a story around it. Like, look for a way to write a story about the whole thing. Let it be interesting, let it be engaging, let it be entertaining, and let it be informative. That is another thing you can do in that particular point. I hope we get this now. So the first one is create social media captions with intent, that is, be intentional. The second one is tell a story, that is, tell a story around what you are doing. That is just basically everything. Maybe you are posting a picture of, I'll be using cake pictures here. Maybe you are um maybe you are posting a picture of a cake, for example, maybe a chocolate cake. So you cannot just post the picture of a cake and tell people to like and tell people to comment. If that is, no, you have to tell a story around it. And telling a story is basically not you lying, and it is not you, like, you need to look deep into the subject matter of that thing and wipe out and draw out a storyline from it. That is basically what everything you need to talk about in every single post you have. The third tip I'm having for you today is write the important stuff first. Like, you see, regardless of the fact that social media platform you are using, it's essential to write the important stuff first. This is partly to grab short attention spans, but also to avoid your important text disappearing below the read more cut off. Like, we all know that most times in our captions, there are certain lines, like there is a snippet that they are going to show first, like before people start reading the whole thing. Like, there's a snippet that they're going to show for, so you need to put the most intriguing part of your content, of your writing of your caption, in those first lines, so that before it brings read more, you will have already gotten people in, you will have grabbed them in, so that they will be like, so that you will have hooked them. That is what they call the hook. You will hook them in with your lovely first lines, and that is basically what will drive people to read the body and to read the conclusion of your caption. So if you don't have a very nice, like, you do not put your important stuff first, maybe you started with a very rough beginning, or you don't really have a well intriguing or a very nice hook at the beginning of your caption. It will be very difficult for you to drive people along to the end of your caption. Do you understand this now? So the fourth tip I'm having for you is ask a question. Like asking a question is one of the simplest caption strategies available for social media, but it really works to boost engagement. It can also provide you with valuable audience insights. Some questions example you could try, like the ones I've been trying for myself is tell us what you think about our new product, like how's your day going? What do you think about this? Like maybe that particular post. What is something you are thankful for today? Like ask questions in your caption, like make it intriguing. Do you get now? Maybe when you finish telling your story, you now ask questions. Like make the questions more fun by asking your audience to answer with with an image or a picture, or tell them to tag you, or tell them to tag three friends along. Like make sure that asking questions and making people answer is a lovely way for you to make your caption more intriguing and more lovely for people to read from the beginning, from the hook to the body to the conclusion. Do you grab this now? The fifth one I'll be talking about is invite fans to tag their friends. Yes, in the caption section is a very lovely place for you to what invite people in to tag their friends. Like when you are telling a story, you started with an intention, and your intention in that caption is to have more engagement. A way for you to have more engagement is to tell the people in your caption when they are reading it to tag other people. By that, they will be like, okay, it seems this thing is more interesting and I can learn from it. That is why this person is telling me to tag this particular person. That is just the trick behind inviting fans to what to tag their fellow friends. So another thing is basically another thing okay, yeah, another thing is that get like in your captions, try to use hashtags. Yeah. Although hashtags are very important, very important, right? However, you need to notice that if your captions are not well written, there is no hashtag that will work for you. Do you grab now? So you need to, yes, you need to use hashtags, but you need to know that what your hashtags need, you need to have lovely hook. Your content, your storytelling skill needs to be up and right, lovely and intriguing, like very top notch, and you need to make use. Yeah, the next tip I'll be having for you is use emoji. Don't always write like as if everything about you is seriousness. You are always strict. You're not really talking to people's conscience. You are one way headed. No, try to input, like try to use emojis, like try to use like those emojis available on our chat boxes, like the laughter, the angry, the hands, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the like all of those emojis. Now you know what emojis are. What I would do is it usually vibes up your content. It makes it look like as if you are communicating with a particular set of people, and like it literally shows you for who you are. Like it conversates with people, it connects with people, and makes it look real. Do you understand now? So those are the 6 tips I'll be discussing with you here. Now, practically, there are some certain things I would like to talk about too that I think would be of help to everybody. And the tip is number one: create an attention grabbing open line. That is your first sentence, your second, since your first sentence will be showing, like part of your first sentence will be showing. Yes, you need to put the most important thing on that first line. However, if you put the most important thing on that first line, I'm talking that now, this is more effective about those that are into copywriting too. You see, if your first sentence is lovely and your second sentence or your second paragraph is rubbish, people are going to go away. So you need to be very considerate and be precise and go along with the flow as it goes down. Do you grab this now? So your first line must be lovely. Your second sentence too must be interesting. So people must follow a long line and follow you down your follow you down through the straws of your writing. Do you grab now? So that is another create an attention grabbing opening line. That is one way. So another one is be unique and right for your audience. Yeah. I know a lot of people are on social media. You hear this, you hear that, you hear this, you hear that, and all of those stuff, right? But then you can only conversate in your own words. So Try to be unique and write for your own audience. You cannot be writing fiction for people that are interested into cake. No. So you need to fit in with your own people. Do you grab now? So now the most important thing now is your conclusion and your call to action. Some people will ask me that what is the meaning of call to action? Call to action means you telling people what to do. You see, on social media, if you are top notch, if you are doing this, if you are doing that, and you are not including call to actions in your comment section, I mean, in your caption section, nobody will read what you are writing. Like, nobody will take an action. If you don't tell people to like, they will not like. If you don't tell people to follow, they will not follow. Like, it takes people a lot more effort to say they want to follow you if you don't tell them to. So you need to do the work and tell them to what, and tell them to follow you. Tell them what you want them to do. And that is a way for you to build, nurture, and maintain a momentum for your own self. I hope you all understand this now. So I think I'll stop with this discussion for tonight. And if you have a lot more time to discuss, in case you have questions,